It was a dark and stormy night. A young couple, John and Mary, were driving home from a party in the city. They were both tired and just wanted to get home and go to bed. As they drove, the rain started to come down harder, and the wind started to blow stronger. The road ahead of them was dark and empty, and the only sound was the howling of the wind. Suddenly, John saw a figure standing in the middle of the road. He slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. The car hit the figure, and John and Mary were thrown from the vehicle. John woke up to find himself lying on the side of the road. Mary was nowhere to be seen. He got up and started to look for her, but he couldn't find her anywhere. He started to walk down the road, hoping to find a house or a farm, but the road was endless, and he didn't see anything but trees and darkness. After walking for hours, John was starting to lose hope. He was tired, hungry, and scared. Suddenly, he saw a light in the distance. He ran towards the light, and soon he came to a small house. He knocked on the door, and an old woman answered. She let him in and gave him food and water. John told the old woman what had happened. She listened patiently, and then she said, "I know where your wife is." The old woman led John to a room in the back of the house. In the room, John saw Mary lying on a bed. She was unconscious, but she was alive. John was so relieved to see Mary. He hugged her tightly and told her how much he loved her. Mary woke up a few minutes later. She was confused and scared, but she was glad to see John. John thanked the old woman for her help. He and Mary left the house and started walking back to their car. As they walked, John asked the old woman, "What happened to me? Why was I driving down a deserted road?" The old woman smiled and said, "You were driving down the road to nowhere. It's a place where people go when they're lost. It's a place where they can find themselves." John and Mary never forgot their experience on the road to nowhere. They learned that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope.